Good evening all. It's been nearly 2 years since I posted my first video on the ND Aquatics Tank. Obviously since then I've acquired quite a few more fish, been through either purchase or breeding within the tank. The tank's now fully established, and yeah, it's, the quality has been really good. I've been really impressed with ND. As I said in my initial impressions of the tank, and after 2 years it's held up perfectly. I've had no issues with it, and I'd thoroughly recommend you check them out if you're in the market for a custom tank. In terms of some of the fish I've got in the tank, tank boss there, Reuben, the Buttercophori, an absolute unit. But in terms of Buttercophori, as far as they go, he's actually fairly peaceful. If you recall from my initial video, I had three, another two including Reuben, 3 in total, and the other two were absolute psychos, just fighting with each other, locking lips, chasing other fish, and in the end I had to send those guys back to the aquarium shop I bought them from in the end. Because really I couldn't let them stay in the tank and potentially harm other tank inhabitants, and I didn't have space. Obviously they're a decent size, they go to a decent size. Reuben here is probably about 8 or 9 inches now. He's still got plenty of growing in him, and yeah, I just didn't have the space really for him, so unfortunately I had to go back to the aquarium shop where I got them from. In terms of further additions to the tank from last time, these bumblebee cichlids have probably been the breeding success of the tank. I started off with just a pair of them, and I've now got, well, probably about 7 or 8 of them through various stages of development, through little fry down there through to fully established adults in the tank. So a positive sign that the tank is very healthy, with the breeding activity going on. My pride and joy, you actually can't see him, Seb, big Seb, he's in the pipe. He's a Synodontis longeris. He's probably about 13 or 14 inches long. You might be able to see his tail sticking out the back of the tank. There's another Synodontis in there with him, just stays in there with him, his best mate. So his tail's hanging out the back. He rarely comes out, mainly just for feeding, but yeah, he's an absolute beast, a fairly rare fish. He's wild caught. He's not an African sort of Malawi lake fish. He's from the River Congo basin, a wild caught fish, fairly rare, as I say, but I really enjoy him. I've had him for probably 18 months now. Feed him on a mixture of pellet and live food, and yeah, just a cracking fish. I really do enjoy my catfish. I've got another cuckoo catfish, he's in there, called Teddy. I don't know if everyone names their fish. I kind of have sentimental, get attached to them and give them all names. Which can't quite focus on him in there, fortunately. Not ideal lighting conditions. But yeah, just going over what my setup is. So it's a 600 litre 6 foot aquarium. I've got probably getting on for 40 fish in the tank. Aggression wise, it's not too bad. I've kind of reached the sweet spot where the aggression is maintained and sort of curbed. I've not had many cases of bullying deaths. I did fairly early on, but as I've increased stock, they've that sort of calmed right down. Definitely Ruben the Butterco Fry is the undisputed tank boss, and he kind of calms people down if they start to get too hot-headed. Yeah, he's got a real personality. It reminds me quite a bit of a Oscar in his sort of personality. He always has to be at the front of the tank, seeing what's going on, following you about the room, watching you. But yeah, he's a really cool fish. Like I said, they do have a reputation for being really aggressive, but he's not too bad. He has his moments, mainly around feeding time, but other than that he's fairly placid, unless someone rubs him up the wrong way or tries to challenge his authority. So yeah, in terms of what I've got running the tank, I've got a FX6 in here, which I do sort of quarterly maintenance on, cleaning that out. I've actually just cleaned the impeller for the first time because it stopped working the other day. So it was a take it out, clean it, get the impeller cleaned back together, and yeah, had no real issues with it. Reliable filter. And at the other side I've got an Oase 850 Biomaster in there with the inbuilt heater, running that one, which again is a decent filter. I've got, in addition to that, got an additional heater, 300 watt heater on the back there, on the black. As I say, I designed this because I knew I was putting it here, so I opted for the black paint on the left side and round the back, and then a clear panel at this end, so as I'm coming down my stairs I can see into the tank from this angle, and I can see it from my living room as I'm sat watching TV. So there he is again, Ruben. Look, come in. Can't leave me alone. Can't the lad? And yeah, in terms of wear and tear, it's held up really well. This has been off a few times for cleaning and maintenance. No real issue with the hinges. Everything's really well built and robust. Yeah, I can't fault it really. The only thing that I regret not speccing on the tank was the sump. I wish I'd gone for a sump instead of canisters. I suppose I could opt to do that in the future, but it's going to be quite a bit of work and upheaval to find somewhere to put the fish. So I'm probably just going to stick to canisters for now, unless I get a full-on upgrade and get an even bigger ND tank. But as far as ND Aquatics go, I can't recommend them enough. They've proven to be a really robust, well designed, well built tank really. In terms of the fish I've got in the tank, if you'd like me to do a video on the inhabitants and what I've got within the tank in a bit more detail and go into that, then I could look to do that. But yeah, thanks for watching my update, and please leave a comment if you've got any questions, and if you'd like me to cover anything else in any more detail. That'd be great. Well, thank you. See you later.